Hi everyone, happy Sunday. So I am back today, two videos in a row, with my supply and book haul for November. So there are a couple items that are not yet delivered, and as I've been waiting, and well, it's just not going to happen, I feel like, for the end of the month. I really do want to do the scavenger hunt tag Tuesday. So we're going to go ahead and proceed with this. I will just roll in what I'm missing into the December haul. And just an FYI for those of you that come by and see these on a monthly basis, December's haul will be a little bit bigger just because it includes items from November, but December is when I'm starting my planner year. That is where I'm setting my new coloring budget. And so after December, these will be markedly smaller videos for each month, unless I just have a month I don't buy anything and I allow it to roll over. There might be some exceptions here and there, but for the most part, they're not. This is a big one. Next month will be a little bit big, but then after that, we're just reining in some spending. I have student loans I need to pay off, and all the new heat and air system we just put in. We would like to replenish our account as soon as possible. So I invested in the stuff I've been looking at for a long time and some new stuff, and I think I'm pretty set for a while once everything comes in. Is anybody else having like not just delayed deliveries, because I think we're all experiencing that, but like I've had, well, I'll talk about that at the end of the video. So no sense in everybody having to sit here for that. So first I'm going to go through the supplies, and then we're going to go through the books. Now in October, if you remember, I tried out a new type of paint I found off of Ranger Ink called Dylusions Shimmer paint, and I just fell in love with it. It is I don't know, the way it layers, it seems like it's really smooth. I wanted to show you guys the background that I did last month in the orange. Look at that shine. I had to use just one layer. Now there was a scrubby marker base under that. I wasn't going to use it, and I ran out of my orange marker. So to me, that signifies further testing. I need to test that. But these seem to be really nice paints in that you don't have to use a lot of layers. And for me, I'm all about efficiency when it comes to coloring. So I much prefer only one or two layers of paint as opposed to multiple layers to get the opaque look that I want rather than transparent. So I love the shimmer paints so much that I went and bought a bunch more. I think I bought, so they're still actively, I think, converting their colors over to like the shimmer versions. So they don't, all their colors that they offer aren't necessarily in shimmer format. I don't know if it's going to, the plan is to eventually move them all to a shimmer paint format as well or what, but I did pick up, I think I've got all the ones that are on the Ranger Inks website now, all the colors. So I'll just wait a few months. They come out with some new colors. I will pick those up as they go along. This is definitely something I want the full set of. So, especially, they actually did the shimmer paint for, I think, the latest color they came out with on the Ranger line, which is this London Blue. So some of the new colors, they may be going ahead and making shimmer paints. So yes, I am collecting those, and I went ahead, being proactive, and swatched them. Look at me! Not doing this on camera. So these top three are the ones I had in October, and then the rest of these are new. So we have like a really, what I think would be a really pretty kind of Christmas red, and then kind of a Christmas green. It's a little more blue-green, but I think you could even mix it with the cut grass and probably get a more legitimate Christmas green. So you've got some Christmas colors in here. The funky fuchsia and the crushed grape. They are different. Yeah, you can see it that way on there. I was looking at it and I was like, wait, they don't look all that different. I love the London Blue. The London Blue and the polished jade and the crushed grape just look so rich, y'all. And hopefully you can see, look at the shimmer. Now you don't get a lot of shimmer on the black, but I don't mind having the black paint because obviously I can mix it with some of the others to make some different colors. Aren't those pretty though? Oh my gosh. I need another week off. Wah. I need another week off so I can play with these paints all week. But yeah. Oh, that one rolled off somewhere. Make sure I actually included that. So this is, like I said, the Dylusions shimmer paint. You can find it on Ranger Ink. Some of the colors are available on Amazon, but I will probably just link to Ranger since it should show the whole line there. So these are 1 ounce bottles, which is not a lot of paint, but if you're only using it for like 1 or 2 layers, I mean, I feel like these are going to go pretty far. I mean, I used this on that background and on some pumpkins, and it still feels like there's quite a bit in there. So I think these will last a while. So excited about those. Then they also have a line that's just the paint, right? It should be the same formula. It just doesn't have that shimmer aspect to it. And there was a pastel set on Amazon, and so I picked that up. And you'll probably see a little bit of a theme here with the pastel, but I went ahead and swatched out the pastel as well. And so I have vanilla custard, rose quartz, peony blush, periwinkle blue, gorgeous, mushy peas, and laid back lilac. So those are some really pretty colors. That custard is a great neutral color. I think that I will be using quite a bit. So I'm going to start collecting, I think, the regular paints as well, though those will be a little bit slower than the shimmer paints just because, well, I'm going to be on a budget. So, but I really did want to try those out. Plus, I'm curious with the pastel colors and with them just being regular paint instead of shimmer, just making sure that they really are still like 1 or 2 layers and that they're not super transparent. So yeah, if you're looking for opaque paints, I did just have a request to do more acrylic painting in my coloring books on video, so you'll be seeing more of that soon. But so far with my experience, if you want more of an opaque look, these seem to be a really good line of paints. So there is that. I have a small pack of 24 regular crayons, but I did go ahead and pick up the 64 pack. I would also like to do more coloring with crayons. Maybe in my color by number books where like Lauren Loves Color does the marker outline and then she fills in with crayon. I do like that look a lot. I would like to try that. Like I said, I always like to at least try things to see whether I like them or not. But especially also doing marker on the bigger color by numbers like the Cute Cats by Sachin and Sachdeva. Sometimes I like to put crayon over the top of it just to give it some texture and to break up like the big areas. So got myself some more of these. Got a lot of swatching I gotta do. I was good enough to do my paint swatches today. So this is one of 2. Let me bring the camera down a little bit. This is one of 2 of the paint pan sets from Derwent. I got the pastel shades. These are pastel shades paint pan set. I don't know why I thought these were ink tints as well, but I ordered the 24 palette ink tints paint pan set as well from Derwent, and I ordered them the same time. Got this one in a reasonable amount of time. I don't know what's going on with the other one. Took them forever to get it and ship it out, and when I checked this morning, it said it was damaged on its way to me. So now they can't deliver it, so I don't know what's going on there. One of these days I'm going to get it. So you'll see the 24 Inktense paint band set next month. This month I did get the pastel set. I've seen a lot of people using these in like the Rita Berman books, and I just thought they were really pretty. This is the swatch, though I mean I haven't done my own swatch yet. I figured I'd wait till the Inktense ones got here and just kind of do them all at once. So you get your there's a piece of plastic that covers it all. I did remove that. These aren't individually wrapped. You do get a water brush, which I don't know if I've ever seen a Derwent water brush like this. What in the world is that? Do you remove that piece? Oh, that's so weird. Anyway, it does come with a water brush, which I will try. A little sponge if you need it for dabbing. I probably will tend to use a paper towel, knowing me. And then you get the actual paints. Now, I'm trying to find a scrap piece of paper. What are you doing, Leroy? You will be able to go out for too long. Released Finn this morning. Gave him some pets and a snack, and he seemed a little like, okay, this is different from the routine from the last few days, but then he just kind of went on. And Leroy's trying to jump up here. No, go away. Y'all are like, why are you so mean to him? Trust me. I thought I would do one or two of these colors just to kind of show you what they do. Because I do want to paint more and do more in my double-sided books. That is something I'm serious about for the next year. So let's take a look at the blue. Pretty. This is not watercolor paper. This is just like a medium weight cardstock. It actually works really well for marker. And I guess for pencil. I haven't really tried it for pencil. But it is definitely not watercolor paper. So, and then we'll try this pink flamingo. There you go. It's very pretty. Y'all are all like, what is with all these pastels, Michelle? You're not a pastel person. I know. But I have been coloring some pastel pages recently, and I dig it sometimes. Sometimes you just get in the mood for a certain type of color. Alright. I want to close this, but I don't want them to be overly wet. So, actually we're going to take this out and put these to the side so I can let them dry a little. So there is the pastel set. Like I said, next month I will have the Inktense 24. I do have the Inktense pencils, but a lot of times I want to do like big areas. And I have Inktense blocks, but just a few, and I haven't really used those. And the paint pan set will allow me to get bigger areas with a little more control. So now, anything you guys see that you want me to try to use on camera, just let me know. That shouldn't be a problem. It just may take me a few weeks to, you know, actually get the recording together. Not really necessarily coloring related, but I did get my tabs for my planner. And then I got these, which are additional flags for my coloring pages. Anything else other than these two big ones? I don't think so. Okay, so the girl who hardly ever uses pencils bought more pencils. Shocking. Probably no one really, let's be honest. So I saw these. I did say in the video I did the Halloween tag last month where I used the Arteza watercolor pencils for like, it was a pastel Halloween tag, that's it. Arteza watercolor pencils, they work really nice, I think, to give you those pastel type tones, but I do not have a set that is just dedicated to pastel colors. I don't have Pastel, I don't have Holbein. Well, I take that back. I do have a little set of Marco pastel pencils, but they're kind of scratchy and they're just not super fun to use. However, I did see over, I believe, Colorfully Optimistic did showcase these, are the Castle Arts Pastel Tint Pencil Set. I'm glad they called it Pastel Tint, because you say pastel pencils and you're like, no, 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 pastel colored pencils, not actual, yeah, y'all get what I'm saying. Anyway, I did purchase this. They have a really good Black Friday sale on their site, but like a lot of their stuff was out of stock, and I'm kind of like, come on, Castle Arts, why would you put everything on sale if it's out of stock? That seems rude. So I did end up getting these off of Amazon. They have two versions, one that comes in the case. So there are 48 pencils, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look back here. So there is not an official swatch, but kind of a glance at what the tones look like. Yes, 48 pencils, and then you get a bunch of other stuff in the one that has the case. I just ended up getting the case because by the time I would have purchased my own, it would have come out to about the same anyway, so I was like, why go to the trouble, right? so let's open the case up. And here are the pencils. Take all this other stuff out of here. Very pretty. I think a combination of these pencils and those paints are going to be very interesting. This is why I was kind of eyeing the pencils too, because I was like, you know, just putting it all together I think will look very interesting. And the cool thing about the paint pan set is obviously you can use those as a base and then come in and shade with these. So I will scratch out with the pencils in a second, but it also came with a white cartridge paper sketch pad, a black paper sketch pad, a Bristol board paper sketch pad, which 250 GSM, that is pretty heavy duty. That would probably work well as marker paper if I can feed it through my printer. You get a swatch chart, which we may go ahead and just do a couple. You get a little color and product guide. Whoop, and it's a fold out. Tells you all kinds of pencils they have. They do have a set out now called the Castle Gold. I love the Castle Art Colored Pencils. I know y'all are like, really? I haven't seen you use them. I do. I love them very much. I just haven't had a chance to use them. And they're the wax base. But since then, they've come out with a gold version, which is the oil-based pencils. Would get them, but again, I've got plenty of sets. And you'll see I will have plenty of sets. For right now, that's just not a must-have. So would love to have them, but not a must-have. I was tempted by the watercolor pencils, but I also have plenty of those, so we'll have to wait and see. I did see somebody today just do a review on the metallic pencils. The brush pens. I think I have their old school brush pens. No, I don't have any brush pens of theirs. They only have 24. That's a shame. They have fabric paint, oil paint, they've got watercolor paint, they've got all kinds of stuff. I've always been pretty pleased by their stuff, and this shows the full product listing here. I'm looking at it and y'all are like, what are you talking about? So if you have questions, this is, this actually takes you through this Snow Queen, which is on the front little cover thing of the pencil case. Trying to see here. So this shows you another swatch. I really should have looked at this before we got started. You can download a template from the Castle Arts website, and then I'm assuming with the template, then you use a pencil to pencil it in, is my guess as to what they're doing there. And then it shows you how to, which colors to use to shade. And yeah, that looks pretty neat. That would be a cool project, I think, to try. A lot of info on the Pasteltint pencils, on how to use pencils, different blending mediums you can use, different types of pencil scribblings and hatching and whatnot. You get the Pasteltint range of colors, which is helpful. So just a lot of really good info, I think. I mean, just for the case alone, I feel like it's worth the slightly higher price. But all this extra stuff in it's great too. So, alright, so let's try a few colors. Obviously with the pastels. So these have a number and they have a name. So Coral Blush. Which number was that? 8. There it is. I'm just using light pressure there. Not bad. Another layer. Another layer. Yeah. Look pretty nice. They don't feel scratchy to me. Not at all. This is Juniper Lime. We'll do this one and then we'll move on to the next thing to show you. If I can find it, my goodness, there we go. I talked a little bit in yesterday's video about how I do want to color in the Christmas books more over the next month and a half, but I want to use more non-conventional colors because I usually get pretty bored with the Christmas palette. A little bit of dust off of that one, but that one is also a pretty nice color. So what I'll probably do is do a swatch here just to keep with the pencils, but I'll probably, I have a binder that I keep all my swatches in, that I will probably also do a swatch in just when I'm looking at all my pencils as a whole. Sometimes it helps to have all the swatches together so I can see what colors are where. And then finally we have this thing. So I didn't own the original Starjoy pencils, but I have watched Color My World quite a bit. I watched her talk about the process of putting together these gold edition pencils. I thought this was a great chance at some good variety of pencils and variety of colors that go together well. And so when these went on sale, I went ahead and snagged them up. Grabbed them up, snagged them, whatever. So they do come in a metal tin. There are your colors right there. Just at a glance here, it looks like you're going to have quite a bit of neutral colors, which is interesting. That's why I was saying this one looks like it has legitimately like very different colors than what you might see in other pencil sets. And that's more of what I'm looking at at this point, is sets that bring unique colors to my collection, what I have. Because sometimes you're coloring a pencil in a certain tone and you just want some pencils to match that. So this looks like it's not necessarily muted. There's bright colors in here, but this looks like it's for more, like I would reach for my Artesa's, oh boy. Hopefully I can edit that out. Sorry. But this looks like it has a lot of nice rich colors to it. Like Artesa's pencils are very bright and vibrant. If I need a bright and vibrant look, those might be the ones I go with. But like these are more richer kind of colors. So like I said, at this point I have quite a few pencils, and any new ones I'm buying, they should have a purpose. It's not just I'm buying them because they look pretty. It's I'm buying them because they are adding to what I already have. So this is what they come and they look like. They have a name on them and they have a number. Oh, so there is Lemon Chartreuse. I guess that's the entire color name. That's odd. There's like, I guess it is. And then you get the little plastic trays. They do come with the foam piece, so that's helpful. And then it's kind of a matte look to the pencils, which is really nice. And there's the second set. And then there's a third, I believe, a third tray underneath. So this little packet you get is where you can swatch these. You can also swatch them and compare to other colors, which is something she does a lot, which I think is super handy as well. So you do get a little swatch thing in here. Probably same situation. I will swatch using this, and then I'll swatch using my regular sheets in my notebook. Okay, so this says Magenta Rose. Yes, so that's the name. Alright, so I should sharpen it first, to be fair. Now, I do want to do more reviews of products and demos, but I don't like doing those until I've actively, that paper feels a little weird. So that is probably just because I need to sharpen it, but it seems alright. The paper's a little weird, I think, on this swatch, so I think that's why it's going down weird. Georgia Peach. There's one right underneath it. I am obviously not a very neat person when it comes to this stuff. Alright, so these are blended, so like I said, they do need to be sharpened, but those are the colors so far. I love the names already, so I'm going to have to work on getting those swatched and get to cracking on using some pencils. Going all this trouble to get a variety of colors, you know. Alright, so that is the supply portion, I believe. Let me pause for a brief moment and we will get to the books. Alright, so yeah, color and supply wise, like I said, I'm still waiting on my Inktense 24 paint pan palette. I also ordered the 72 set of the Derwent Color Soft pencils. I've wanted those for years, and so I finally just said, you know what? We're going to do that. So that plus some different cases and stuff, storage things are coming start of the week. You'll see all that featured next month. So now we're going to move on to the books. And again, quite a few of these. Oh Lord. All right. So first up, we have Christmas Mandalas, Color by Number by Sachin and Sachdeva. There's 50 in this. Now, I do have full flip-throughs of a number of these. If I can, I'll just use the cards as much as possible. So if you see a card up there, it'll show you the full flip-through of this one. Matte cover, Amazon printed. There is also a non-color by number version in this. His typical palette. And then we'll just take a look at a couple different pictures. So I feel like I think I mentioned yesterday, my husband actually put the tree up Friday, and I decorated it yesterday. So I believe I have one picture left to finish up. There's a Thanksgiving picture today. And then I believe I can delve into my Christmas coloring. So you will see that book again. I would like to color in most of my Christmas books this year, if possible. So I have the spring book of this. I think it's My Spring Walk by Rita Berman. That was the only one I had. I ordered the winter and autumn one and then was planning to get the summer one eventually. Yesterday the winter one showed up, but the autumn one did not, and it's showing both as delivered. So I'm going to give it a few days, hope that maybe our postal service carrier, maybe it just slipped down somewhere, because the way this was packaged in like a cardboard carry, it was just the one book. And oddly, it was book depository sending through Amazon, so I don't know how to unpack that one. Anyway, the autumn one doesn't show up. I'm going to have to get in contact with them, but you'll see that one next month. So this is the winter version of these. I don't know the exact translation. It is a smaller book, as you saw me having to zoom in. If we look at the Mandalas book, it is a little more than half the height and just a little shorter widthwise. So these seasonal books by Rita Berman, probably all her books, just keep in mind they are smaller than your typical book. These are double-sided, but they are awesome. And the only thing I've colored, I used polychromos pencils, and they did beautifully, by the way. Absolutely gorgeous job. So I do recommend the polychromos pencils, but a lot of those paints I got, like the pastel paint set, I would love to tackle some of these with pastel colors. I think that would be cool. That would be very cool. There's going to be a lot of testing as well because, like I said, the only thing I've used in these books is pencils. So I'm going to have to do a lot of testing with ink tints and with those paints, just to see what bleeds through, gel pen, stuff like that. So I will let y'all know as I figure things out. This just came the other day. I feel like the shipping on this was comparable to Amazon's shipping as of right now. So if you've been out of the coloring loop this past month, Jade Summer is no longer selling on Amazon. There are hardback books of the versions of some of their books on there that are saying in stock soon or in stock, and you can add them to your cart. Those are not Jade Summer. Jade Summer is not going to, I don't know what's going on there. Jade Summer is not going to get the funds from those. If you purchase them, they have asked Amazon to take them down. They're not down yet. I don't understand what's going on. But there was an issue with Amazon, and essentially Amazon terminated Jade Summer's account. It does not look like it's going to be reinstated. So if you see those hardback books, do not purchase those. If you want to see all the info on that, I will put, I guess, the first video up here on the card showing you guys that there's actually two different ones, the first one and then the update. So now Jade Summer is publishing their printed books and their digital books on Lulu. By the way, Lulu is having a 30% off print book sale through the 29th at midnight, UTC. So however you want to convert that, I'm not sure, you know, I don't know how that converts, but just they go by UTC. So the code is SAVE30 in all caps, and I will put it down in the description. So this is a great time, since they just moved to Lulu, to show them some support and snag some of those printed books that you have been wanting of theirs for a long time that might be on your wish list. What I did was I went ahead and their digital versions are there too, always have been. Or at least as of recent, they've been there. So, not always, whatever. Okay, say all that to say, I wanted to order a print book from Lulu to see how the paper does. So I ordered Chibi Animals, which was something I had wanted for a long time anyway. And the shipping, I'm trying to think of when they said it was shipped out. I think they said it was shipped out like Monday or Tuesday, and then it got here Friday. So decent shipping time, actually less than what they said in their where I picked the cheapest shipping option. So this is their Chibi Animals book. It's a little bit older book of theirs. I believe it's 2 copies of 25. So at a glance, this is what it looks like. It does have the white backing instead of the black backing, which will make some of y'all very happy, I know. That's a cute panda. Oh, the snake. Yeah, there's the start of the second set. So, yep. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do, this paper, at a feel, just as a feel, like I feel this, and then I'm going to feel the Amazon paper. It feels very similar. It might be a little smoother. Might. So what I'm going to do over the next week is I'm going to try to record some pieces where I use marker, and then I'm going to try a hard leaded colored pencil, soft leaded colored pencil, and we might even try some water-based paints or something like that, just to see. That's why I'm glad this has 2 copies, to test. So I'm going to have like a test image. It's going to look all jacked up because I'm doing different stuff to it. But I just want to see if this is any different than the Amazon paper. I will tell you, just based on the way it feels and looks and what Jade Summer has said, it's very comparable to the paper. It's the same type of GSM, which I believe is a lower end, so it is thin. It's not it's not super friendly to water, but in terms of bleed and things like that, I don't know yet. We're gonna have to test it and see. But if you guys wanted to look and see, looks just like any book I would have ordered when they were on Amazon. So yeah, Chibi Animals, you'll be seeing again. You'll be seeing that one soon. I have been coloring the heck out of the Square Halloween book by Belba family. I got more than halfway through and I decided to go ahead and stop, and then I'm going to try to finish it maybe over the next year, but still coloring in it this month. And I saw this one. This is Stylish Animals by Belba family, similar type of book, and so I'm going to probably shift over to this one now that I've pretty much got my Halloween coloring not fully out of my system. I still will probably be coloring a page or 2 a month if I can, but like that, I really got that bug, that itch scratched. I do want to move to this. So these are smaller books. They are, again, about 60% the height of a typical size coloring book. These are by Belba family. This is Amazon printed. These are so cool looking. Oh my gosh, that jaguar. I can't, y'all. I can't. Anyway. So, same color palette they typically use, I believe. I like using my water-based markers in here a lot. I don't do the cross stitch, I just fill in the squares. I like using the water-based markers because they don't bleed like the alcohol markers do. But if I'm going to use an alcohol marker, I like using the little towel tree markers because they don't bleed quite as much. Same palette, and then just squares with numbers. And a few of these you can probably see sort of what the picture looks like. I believe that's the one from the cover page. That is the horse. Can't really see it. Anyway, I'll show you a few of them. They're just squares. But I like these very much. I have a couple others. I have the square mandalas, Lisa's garden. I have a few others that I just haven't colored in yet. And then I tried that square Halloween one and just, the size is just perfect for this type of grid coloring, in my opinion. I do have a flip through of this, as this is a new release by Lulu Mayo. Her most recent book, A Million Magical Creatures, and it is indeed magical, y'all. I absolutely love this book. I wish I have felt in a better mood this month. I couldn't get quite as into my coloring this month as I did last month, so I'm hoping from here until the end of the year at least that will change. As you can see, they are significantly smaller than a typical size coloring book, but that is great because they don't take as long to color. These are double-sided, printed by Lark Publishing. There will be a card up there to show you guys the full flip. She included some Halloween pictures. I said my Halloween coloring's out, but it's really not because this one's on my list. That little cat wound around her hat, y'all, I just can't. The little bats. The little, are these ghosts in the trees? Like, I feel like it's the first time I've seen like real Halloween-y type pictures, which I guess makes sense when you're saying magical creatures, but oh, it is glorious. Absolutely glorious. This I do love me a million cats. I mean, but it may come to surprise you that A Million Magical Creatures and the one with all the animals, and I can't think of the name of it right now, are probably my two favorites of hers. They're just so adorable. Another Rita Berman book. Her newest release. I believe I ordered this. No, I ordered it through Amazon. I thought it was Book Depository, but it wasn't. Again, it is a smaller book, size book, similar looking to her, to the one I just showed you, the winter one. So, double-sided, again, really eager to tackle some paints in here and some pencils. Oh, that one's great. There's this one, I'll have to find it, when we did Cattober. Oh, so many with kitties in this one. Y'all should have known I was already on board with this. But it's beautiful. There's this one picture a couple people did for Cattober that I was just like, oh my gosh, so good. So good. Where is it? Y'all know which one I'm talking about because there's cats in it. Where the cats are in the window. Oh, where did you go? I just saw you. Yes, there it is. This one, y'all. Oh, so sweet. So sweet. Oh my gosh, I love it. Love it. Color Questopia did release a autumn book. They also have released some Christmas books. This year, I actually went back a little bit. This had been on my wish list since last year, and I preferred this one to the fall one this year because it has, you know, like fairies and stuff in it. I tend to be more of the fantasy type of person with my coloring books. So this is actually from last year. Autumn black background coloring book, Mosaic, color by number, magical fall coloring book for adults. This has their 50 color palette that they had, which I don't stress too much about. If I have the colors, great. If I don't, I just use the color next to it or whatever. I mean, I don't stress too much about this, but I do appreciate that they cut this down with their newest palettes. I think that was a very smart move. Oh, look at that. I said I was done with Halloween, and then I see this one and I'm like, okay, that one's next. I've been coloring from back to front. No, that's not from this book. I'm sorry. This is from their Halloween black background book. This is a sample page. Well, I will be coloring that sample page. Anyway, so 50 color palette. Like I said, this is more of a fantasy style autumn They also have a Christmas fantasy that I did a flip through of last week or the week before. I don't know. This was just more my speed. Little gigantic pumpkin house. Actually, we'll give y'all a sneak peek. I have colored, well, y'all have seen this one on Instagram, but I have colored a few pages in here this month. Very cool. That was all their sample pages, was where I saw the cat. So this book is on my, it is on my list, but I will be coloring that sample page because that is freaking adorable. It's just so many seasonal books, y'all. All right, so this one's a bit of a doozy. um, I have so many like different types of coloring books on my Etsy wish list, and these books could be so pricey. But I saw this one. I think it was on Jamie's Coloring Love channel, and I just couldn't, y'all. I just couldn't. Like, you ever just see one of those books and you're just instantly like, okay, well, kind of like the Neko, Neko cat book. It's just from the instant I see it, it's like a match made in heaven. This is translated to, I believe, The Day We Finally Met. It is a Korean coloring book. I purchased it off Etsy, and yes, these are pricey, but I saw this one and I just couldn't, y'all. I couldn't resist. I believe this was made actually for women who are expecting, which is oddly funny because I am child free. But the family pictures in this book are so stinking cute. I just, all right, regular coloring book. It is not quite as tall, but it is wider. So, and then that is the back. It's kind of a, not a matte cover, but just a, man, you could almost color this. It feels like you could actually color the back of this if you really want to. And pretty pattern pages in the front. Nameplate. I mean, oh my gosh. So this is double-sided. I have no idea. Some of these do have some English translations. It looks like they're different little, like not fairy tales, lullabies. There you go, lullabies. Look at that. Is that not, oh my gosh. And this is actually in the in English as well, so I just, y'all, this is a different nursery rhymes. I said lullaby. Nursery rhyme, is that right? So there were all the cats. Then you got little rabbits. More cats. Oh, isn't this beautiful? Oh, it's just, it is. It's absolutely beautiful. I could just sit here. Oh, I could just sit here and look at the art in this all day long. The pictures are just amazing. There are a couple other books. They're cat books. That I'm eyeing from Etsy. This one just, oh, it just eats me up. It eats me up. It's so cute. So I did splurge a bit on that. There's one or two more. They're cat related Korean coloring books, I believe. And those are pretty much all I want at the moment off of Etsy. But I'm having, those are going to be on a month that I like, you know, maybe move my budget over and splurge on them, because with the shipping, they're just, they're pretty expensive. Definitely no $10 like a typical book off of Amazon. I did a flip through of this one, Color by Number Blocks Christmas. I believe this was in my Christmas and Winter Collection Part 1. This is by Sunlife Drawing. It is a Tetrisy. If you have seen, why can't I think of her name offhand? Kira Shershniva. If you've seen her Tetris book, it is kind of similar looking, just Tetris blocks with the numbers in a very light gray. It's kind of hard to see them. I've not tried one in here yet, but of course, 'tis the season and all that. Boy, this is running long. More Christmas. I think my second book by Colored Caramel. This is the Sweet Christmas Kawaii coloring book, and again, just so stinking cute. Easy pictures. These might be fun ones to play with paint in the background, or paint in certain areas. That's what I'm kind of thinking. This might be a fun one to play with the shimmer, like the Postbox Red on the candy cane. Actually do the red and the jade, just see how they work out. And then maybe like some type of paint or marker in the background. So I don't know, we'll see. We will see. A lot of books this month, y'all. Color Quest Winter Wonders. This is, if you're familiar, Color Quest has some really, they're pretty much the first color by number mosaic type books that I ever got, and I love them. So they have a Winter Wonders one they just released. This is more on height and width. This is more along the lines of a typical coloring book. If you've seen the previous Color Quest books, they are gigantic. And this one is more of a typical coloring book size, so, which is fine. These can get a little unwieldy, I'm not gonna lie, so I kind of like that they're in the smaller format. You do have the pictures in the back. I'm not going to show those to you. Yes, I am. Okay, be ready. Look away if you don't want to be spoiled. I'm going to look away. There's some of them. Okay, you can look back now. But they have triangles, squares, hexagons, maybe somewhere. Yeah. And then they have the palette here along the bottom. So I like being surprised, so I generally don't look at the answers in these types of books. I like being surprised and not knowing what they are. So that's funny. I looked away. Hopefully you guys actually saw something. So I've seen a lot of people doing buddy colors, and not buddy colors, split coloring, there we go, with family members, and my husband does color on occasion, and I kind of wanted to get a book that I thought would be a fun one for us to do some split coloring in. So I believe this is another Colored Caramel book. I wish they would put this in here. I believe it is another Colored Caramel book, I believe. Kawaii Warriors, and I just thought these would be great for split coloring. Oh, that one's probably gonna be the first one. Should be fun. I will be interested to see how this goes. So there's that one. Then finally, we have the 2 Jade Summer books, new release Christmas Jade Summer books that are out. Probably should have stuck this with the other Jade Summer book. I don't know why I didn't. Anyway, there is Cute Christmas by Alexandra Franzese. I did do a flip through of that in yesterday's video. Again, if I can put any more cards up, it'll be up there. Again, these are on Lulu now, the digital, as it's always been, and the paperback version is now on Lulu. And they're having that 30% off sale. So, very similar to the Cute and Spooky, very similar. It is the same artist as the Cute and Spooky book. And guys, seriously, like, let's... I know Lulu is very is not ideal for a lot of people, particularly not in the US, because of shipping costs and things like that. But if we can try to support through either digital versions or print versions as much as we can, because Jade Summer lost some sales. I'm not going to go into whether that was right or not, but they ended up losing sales, or they didn't get to keep some of their sales for what sounds like a absolutely stupid reason. But if we want them to continue doing new content, they have not fully announced it as of the initial email. But I think the only way we're going to be able to get new content is if they are able to pay the artist and continue on. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, if you've been waiting on a Jade Summer book, particularly a print book right now, this is a good time to get it. So there's Cute Christmas, and then we have Easy Christmas by Joshua Dunbar. Now both of these I purchased on Amazon before the account was terminated, so I don't think the books look any different than the Chibi Animals books. Now both of these do have some light grayscale, fairly simple images. Might be fun to play with some paints in the background on these as well. That's a lot of reason why I like to get the paints, is to play around with the backgrounds. So where's the Chibi Animals one? Oh, if I pull that, the whole pile's gonna go. Y'all are like, I know that feeling. So yeah, you look at these side by side. Exact same width and height. There's no real difference there. The paper looks wider from the Lulu book. It does look a little, maybe a little thinner, maybe. I don't know, because you can see this on this side too, so maybe not. The paper feels, I feel like the paper feels a little smoother. Just touching them side by side, I feel like it is a little smoother. So obviously the art's different. They're not the exact same book, not the exact same artist, so I can't really look at it from that angle. But yeah, instead of that kind of off-white, you get the real like white paper on this one. So we'll be curious to see on that. But that, my friends, is that. As I said, I have a couple items. I really wanted the Tales from the Witch's Cottage by Hannah Carlzon. I had ordered it off Book Depository. They showed it was available. Then they refunded me and said they didn't have it and couldn't send it. So I was bummed. But at this point, maybe that's just telling me I just need to wait for the English version to come out. I have her other books in the series, and I haven't colored in any of them, so that one's a bust. And then, like I said, the Color Soft pencils, the cases that I bought, and the Derwent Inktense paint pen palettes will be next month, along with whatever I buy with my $100 budget, if I even use that. But I think at this point I am pretty well set. Like I said, there were some things in particular like the paints and stuff that I really want to invest in. I think some of that money will probably go towards, I need some Copic refills. We'll probably go towards things like that, Copic refills, new items, replacement markers, replacement items, but yeah, we will do another coloring and supply haul in late December, and then like I said, probably by the start of the year they're going to be a lot shorter videos. So hope you guys enjoyed. I will try to link everything in the bottom. If I can't find it anywhere but Amazon, I will put it on Amazon. I will put the Amazon link, of course, but as I stated before, and I'm holding true to my word, I'm no longer putting Amazon affiliate links. So these are not Amazon affiliate links if they're in the description. I also removed my Amazon wish list because, again, I don't know how I feel about that yet. Those may go back, but yeah, they'll probably go back because a lot of the self-published artists that are still on Amazon are on there. So anyway, after as y'all know, after what happened with Jade Summer, I've just not been pleased with Amazon. But you know, they are unfortunately, for this hobby, sometimes a necessary evil. So, and I don't want to take away from any artists that are self-publishing still on Amazon. So, we're not going to do that, or art materials or what have you. Anyway, for December, I'm trying to think. I'm sure there are some new books coming out from Color Questopia and Sachin and Sachdeva and all of them. Hannah Lynn's new book, Whimsy Girls Around the World, I believe, is coming out in December. That is part of where my budget's, a little bit of where my budget's going, because I definitely want that one. I was trying to think if there are any other new releases I knew of. Not at the moment. So, but keep your ears open and let me know if y'all find anything. And I will be back Tuesday with a Christmas scavenger hunt video. Friday will be my completed pages video. Next weekend will be a color and chat. Don't know if we're finishing the autumn charm picture or if we're going to be doing something else. We might be doing something with paint. It just really depends what mood I'm in. Last thing I do want to say is, as I said in my flip through yesterday, I do have a Not My Cat that has been probably dropped off. I've named him Finn. He's a little black cat. I have spent a week trying to find his owners. Nobody, of course, has come forward. He is the sweetest, most laid-back cat I've ever seen in my life. That poor cat has been grabbed and brought to the vet for shots. Then like 2 days later, I had to keep him on my front porch for the past 2 days. We thought he was going to meet his potential new owners on Saturday. They had to reschedule, but the vet did want to go ahead and neuter him. So he was on the front porch for 2 days, got snipped, you know, had that, and we kept him hanging out there just to be safe. He is microchipped now as well. And I had him give him an antibiotic shot. Just usually cats I've grabbed from the outside that go through a lot of stress in a short amount of time usually wind up with upper respiratory infection. So just to be on the safe side. But I tell y'all, he handled it like a champ. Always wanted me to pet on him. Never, hasn't bit, hasn't scratched, hasn't acted mean in any way. I pick him up and hold him, and he's fine, and he's handled all of it like a champ. So hopefully, in the next few days, hopefully he comes back for dinner. I don't doubt that he will. But in the next few days, we're hoping to set that meeting. They are looking for an office cat at a kennel. And I think he would be the most perfect fit because he's 2 years old, he's young, he doesn't seem fazed by dogs or anything, you know, major. So I say all that to say, please, please, if you have prayers, fingers crossed, good thoughts, anything you can throw our way in the hopes that he gets adopted and he's finally safe and warm, I would really appreciate it because he is definitely, it was a pretty stressful week anyway, but he added a lot to that. Not his fault, of course, and I worry about him. He seems like too awesome a cat to just be stuck as an outdoor cat. So hopefully I will have good news this week, and then in the coloring chat I will talk more at length about him. But anyway, I would appreciate it because, of course, I worry at the slightest thing. I'm very worried about him, and I have words I would like to say to the person that dumped him off because it's obvious he has been around people and pet and picked up and everything because he is just so chill, and that person who dropped them off better hope I never find out who they are, is all I have to say. So just don't, yeah, no, we're not going that way. Y'all have a good rest of the weekend. I will be back on Tuesday. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.